Every time it's on everything, the life you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual van where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hiding out. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is having, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have caught me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The thing that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chase them.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose hope. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Good afternoon. What up, BFAM 1096.com? What up, Facebook? How y'all doing? YouTube or wherever you are tuning in. This is Tea Time with Tara live and on air. I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe that you have a voice and it needs to be heard. If you have not already, and I know y'all haven't, please go over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny and hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to make sure that you get notified every time I go live or if I post a new video or episode of my show, the Tea Time with Tara show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need on their journey to stalking their destiny. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can follow me at Tara M. Williams. That's TARAH. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. We do this every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, this is the Tea Time with Tara show live and on air. I am Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, so today, y'all, I'm tired. How was your weekend? I'm tired. My weekend was fine, but today I'm tired. So I hope you all are doing well today also. I'm going to jump right into our food for thought quote because I might have a little more to say on it than I think I do. Our food for thought quote of the day, as we start every Monday off with a food for thought quote for the week for you to take along with you throughout the week, discuss, think about it, or whatever you want to do with it, but at least consider it. This one says, people who refuse to pivot in their perspective to understand you are really people who refuse to prosper with you. And I'm going to say that again. People who refuse to pivot in their perspective to understand you are really people who refuse to prosper with you. Like, let's think about it, y'all. Have you ever been trying to explain yourself to someone and they really don't care to hear you in terms of understanding you? They just want to be combative in it. That means they're not trying to understand you. They're not trying to see things your way. And then on the other hand, there are some healthy conversations you can have where multiple people have differences of opinions, and yet the differences still allow them all to sit at the same table. Do you understand what I mean? In the differences of opinions, everyone can learn from each other because everything's a paradigm, okay? And so our differences is what makes the world go round. And if you're sitting at a table with people who only want you to be like-minded with them, where are you all going except to a dead end? Okay, think about that. If everyone at the table thinks exactly the same, no one is elevating, and no one's being challenged to elevate either in their thinking. You know, or even in their lifestyle or livelihood. You know, if you don't have friends, like I don't have cryptocurrency, okay? But I have friends who have cryptocurrency. I have friends who know about Bitcoin, you know. So listen, I don't have to do what they do, but I can hear about what they have because that's just more knowledge and wisdom for me. And if I decide to make a better decision or a different decision in my future, then guess what? I have those people that I can go to in my circle who have that type of knowledge, you know, versus if I didn't want to sit at the foot of understanding with them, I would never really know what they know because I would shut it down immediately versus hearing it out. Okay. And so this says the people who refuse to pivot in their perspective to understand you, okay, are really people who refuse to prosper with you. So that takes us into the fact that everybody can't go with you. And I've said this before. I've done multiple talks about this over the years. Everybody can't go with you. And trust me, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself too. Everybody can't go with you. There's going to be people that you love. There's going to be people that you like. Excuse me, there are going to be people who are amazing at what they do and who they are. That does not mean that they are purposed to go into the next season of your life with you. That does not mean that they're purposed to go to the next level of success with you. Okay. And sometimes that's because they refuse to pivot in their understanding of you. Right. And sometimes, even if you do understand someone, they may not be who you're supposed to prosper with. Right. If you do sit at the foot of understanding, then you can come to the conclusion that, okay, I heard you out, I considered you, and you know, here we are. But that's that's not refusing. That's saying I took the time to digest what you had going on. You took the time to digest what I had going on, and this is where we are. Okay. So don't be someone that's stuck in a one-track mind. Okay. And I know men say this about women all the time. They're like, women typically are closed-minded, you know. And so in that, be more open-minded to understanding, y'all, to be understanding. Okay? Because if you sit with me and I'm different from you, because I mean I'm not too much like a lot of people. So if you sit with me and I'm different from you and you don't want to understand that difference, then don't sit at my table. It's simple. And it's not a mean girl thing and it's not a mean thing at all. It's simply saying if you would rather sit with people who are all in agreement with you, go sit at a different table. Okay? You don't have to be in my life or go to the next level with me if you refuse to understand me. Because the least that you can do for me is be considerate. And the least that we can do for others is to consider. Okay. And this kind of goes with people and their goals and dreams too, because especially I'm gonna hit this nail on the head, okay? Especially the parent-child dynamic. Parents don't sit at the foot of understanding with hearing or receiving what their child may want to do or be as they get older. Parents have their ideas of what their child is supposed to do, be, you know, and become. And they have the whole plan for their kid, and they're not hearing the child. And I know that y'all can attest to it because we were all children with goals and dreams. And we may or may not have had parents like that who who understood what we wanted to do and they, you know, catered to that or supported that, or parents who didn't, you know, who did not support what you wanted to do, who thought maybe you need to do this, maybe you need to try that. And it's not because it's not because they don't believe in you, it's just that they see things differently. They don't understand. Their perspective is not yours. They refuse to pivot their perspective to come in alignment with what you believe or what you see for yourself. And as the parent and child in that particular dynamic, as parents, we think we have the upper hand and we know better and we know more. But that dismissiveness for us children who are now grown up, that dismissiveness is something we end up coming back to. And I've dealt with clients, you know, who I have to remind, like, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like when you were a kid, what did you want to be? You know? And so that's the evidence of that. Okay. People who refuse to pivot. I'm not what you think I am. I'm not in this box you placed me in. Okay. Like, that's not me. So people who refuse to pivot in their perspective to understand you are really people who refuse to prosper with you. Okay? So take that along this week. Have some conversations about it. Think about it. And allow your differences to sit at the same table, y'all. Our differences is what makes the world go round. So allow your differences to sit at the same table. Try to find some understanding in a different person's perspective. Even if you don't agree, consider to understand. All right. I'm going to move right along to our devotional. We are in my new devotional, which is not available yet for purchase. However, my other devotionals are available for purchase if you visit stalkyourdestiny.com/shop, or you can visit amazon.com and look up Tara M. Williams, and those books will come up. The Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. This one in particular is titled Grace. These are monthly study books for fasting or just for more devotional time. They are interactive. And so today we're going to go from the second week in the book that's titled Grace. And so that's coming from Romans 8. So I'm going to jump around in Romans because I really didn't want to read the scripture today, but that's just what I do. It's customary for me. So I'll read some of it, but I'm just going to jump around. Okay? Because some of them we know already from Romans. You know, some people go straight into different verses in Romans. So we're just going to start here. Let me see where I want to start. Okay, at 12. I'm going to jump around as well, though. So I'm going to start at 12. Therefore, brothers and sisters, we have an obligation, but it is not to the flesh to live according to it. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the misdeeds of the body, you will live. Okay? For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. The Spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. And by him we cry, Abba, Father. Okay? Jumping around to verse 18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Oh, I'm going to say that again. 18. This is 8 and 18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Okay? For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. Okay? Now I'm going to jump down to 24. 8 and 24. Romans 8 and 24. Which says, for in this hope we were saved, but hope that is seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. I don't know about y'all, but this feels emotional to me. So it's probably personal to me. And if you hear my voice cracking up or whatever, just disregard it. I am a human. I am not a bot. Okay? And God is doing a thing in my life too. And I hope he's doing something in your life as well. This is why I show up. Okay? This is why I show up. In the same way, verse 26, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Okay? And here we go, verse 28, with what people probably ran to, 8 and 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Okay? Excuse me. And I want to jump around to one more thing. One more verse. 37. Verse 37 says, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, nor angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord." Okay? So that was me skipping around Romans chapter 8. We are in the book of grace from the Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. Go back and read that for yourself. And y'all, I can't stress it enough. Always, always read the word for yourself. I don't care who you listen to. I don't care how much you listen to them. I don't care how much you might trust the people that you listen to. Go back and read for yourself. Okay? Go back and find out for yourself. And that's not just scriptures. That's anything that you hear. Go back and get evidence yourself. Okay? We get an understanding on your own. I don't know why my hair keeps going in my face, but it's just a distraction. It's bothering. It's bothersome. So excuse me for moving my hair if y'all are, for those of you who are viewing. And so here we go. We want, the first point I have here is that we want glory without a story. This comes from Romans 8, y'all, okay? We want glory without a story, okay? And so here is point number 2 in the book. It says, "Often we hate sufferings, but love that Christ suffered for us." We want the glory without a story. By dying to sin daily, we choose to fight and suffer through. In doing so, we share in the burden of the cross. Okay? And I know none of us are perfect. I know I know we might be trying to die to sin and we still failing at it. But just keep keeping on. Keep trying. Okay? Here I wrote down, your purpose won't fail you. Your purpose won't fail you. Okay? And okay, I see where that is. I said your purpose won't fail you. Here it says, do you realize that God didn't just call you? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. For point number 2, the daily focus here says, we share in his sufferings so we may share in his glory. Okay? And actually, I'm going to read 3.3 and point 4. And so the question of the day for point number 2 says, who or what do you submit to? Who or what do you submit to? And I believe that that's the question of the day, because if we're sharing in the sufferings of Jesus Christ and you're submitting to your boss at work, what are you doing? If we submit to the Lord God, and you're submitting to your boyfriend or your girlfriend, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who are they submitting to? Are they submitting to God, to the Lord you believe in? Or what? Like, what are we doing? I don't know about y'all, but like, if you look at the world, playtime's over. Playtime's over. And I'm not I'm not a doomsday speaker. Okay. So I'm not even talking about any of that. I'm saying that the life that we have seems, I don't like the term that life is short, but forever only lasts as long as forever exists. And what I mean by that is you don't have time to play around with your own life. Okay. So make sure that every decision you make is your own, wholeheartedly, pure-heartedly. Okay. Make sure every decision is your own. Point number 3 says, could you imagine that this journey we are in is designed by God? That he has allowed our sufferings to mold us? Imagine suffering through so that bondage can be broken and your life could change. The pain and frustration was necessary on your pathway to freedom. Y'all, that hits, it is frustrating. And it even said it in Romans that it was frustrating. If you are a parent who has witnessed or experienced the process of pregnancy, of labor, delivery, all of those things, it is frustrating. You have pains and agony and just irritations of things, right? You have things that annoy you that you really can't put your finger on it all the time, right? And in the process of labor and delivery, if you've witnessed it or experienced it or heard about somebody's labor and delivery of giving birth to a child or giving birth to, let's say, a business project, that's your business baby, or whatever. It's frustrating. Like, we literally are suffering. And the thing about it is, you suffering for the thing you prayed for. Suffer through it. Suffer through it. Even when we don't understand. And I don't know about you, but I'm in a season right now where I'm like, Lord, what the fuck? Like, and I'm not saying it in a disrespectful manner to God. I'm like, God, like, what are we doing? I know you have a plan. I'm a little lost here. I'm a little bit lost here. I'm a little bit pissed off here. Okay. I need some direction. I need some patience. I don't know about you, but this just for the real people out there who love God, who are called according to his purpose, who are, God, I'm following you, but where the hell am I? Why am I here? Why am I here? Right? So here's the daily focus for point number 3. It says, God has walked our paths out for us. So it was already designed. It's by design. It's by design. Okay. It's by design. And it says here, my point, here says, in all things, God works. So guess what? It's all coming together. Even when we can't see it, even when we don't understand it. Okay. The question for the day says, can you trust the pain God allows? Can you trust it? I know it hurts. I know it's frustrating. I know you're pissed off, sick and tired of it. Like, it's been enough already. Can we skip to the healing part? That's in a song, a CeCe Winans song. She says, can we skip to the healing part? That might be the name of the song. I don't know. But can we skip to the healing part of this thing? Can we skip to the righteousness? Can we skip to the riches? Can we skip to the promised land? Now we kind of sound like the Israelites in the wilderness complaining. I don't want to go back to where God freed me from. I don't know about you. I don't want to go back to where God freed me from. However, I want to get to where God is leading me. I want to get there. Okay. If you want to get there too, type that in the comments. I want to get there. Okay. And so let me see here. In all things, God works. So point number 4 says, do you realize that God didn't just call you, that he molded you for this very thing? God works in all things because he is the designer, the creator. We are in the palm of his hands. And so the daily focus here says your purpose won't fail you. Okay? If that's you, just say it. My purpose won't fail me. Okay? It won't. And so here, the question of the day, which is not a question, it's a statement here. It says, God made you for this very thing, this very season. God created you for it. Could you imagine that? God created you already, and he enabled you to go through and get through and grow through what you're suffering through right now. Right now. And he's going to make it work out for your good. And I know we can't see that when we're in it. We're like, what the hell? Like, no, we can't see it when we're in it. But when you get on the other side of it, you will know. And that's a scripture. I need to find that scripture because I think I mentioned it before on here. You may not understand it now, but later on you will. I think that's in Proverbs, okay? You may not understand it now, but later on you will. Okay? So keep going. Keep pushing through that. Okay? So in all things, God works, y'all. That is from Romans 8. And from my book, which is not out yet, The Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. This particular book with the focus on grace is not yet published. However, all the other ones that I have taught on since August of 2024 are all available at Amazon.com. You can look up Tarah M. Williams, TARAH, or you can go to my website, www.stalkyourdestiny.com. /shop for those books, okay? And so now here, hitting the microphone. Are you ready to join the Stalk Your Destiny Academy. I think that's not what I actually wanted to do today, but okay, we're gonna do that. Join, are you ready to join the Stalk Your Destiny Academy? I think I should have said classes, but we're gonna go with the academy today, y'all. So the academy, joining the Stalk Your Destiny Academy is actually joining my monthly membership. Um, I have a group on Facebook called Tea Time with Tara, and on that group, I'm inviting those people, and so now I'm inviting you all to join the Stalk Your Destiny Academy. Join that monthly membership. What you'll get with that is you will get it's basically you're joining my email list, okay? And so by joining my email list, you will start getting weekly weekly newsletters that will include devotionals. But you'll get weekly newsletters in that, and you will get access to the academy, which is a private group on Facebook. And in that, you'll have more engagement with me. You'll have more opportunity to get more accountability tools. And what that focuses on, because those of you who don't know, I'm not just a show host, I am a life coach and a chaos coordinator. And so with that, I teach on faith, hope, love, and leadership. Okay, especially leadership. So in the academy, I am helping you in terms of offering tools for accountability, for planning, and occupying your time, or maximizing your time, I should say. Well, okay. And so if you're joining the Stalk Your Destiny Academy, it is an $8 a month membership fee. That is it. If you would like to join me live on Zoom every Saturday to plan your week, and ask questions and get your answers and clarification for how you can better maximize your time or your life, as able, then you can level up your membership in that way, in order to join me live on Saturdays for Zoom and have that that time, not one-on-one, but small group time with me. And so if you're interested in joining the Stalk Your Destiny Academy, or interested in joining my monthly membership, go to www.stan.store/stalk your destiny. Okay, that's www.stan.store/stalk your destiny, and join my $8 a month monthly membership so that you can be a part of my email list, receive those weekly newsletters, get access to accountability tools, and get access to more interaction and engagement with me in terms of achieving your goals and living the life you desire to live. Okay. And also, this is a space for sponsorship. If you're interested in sponsoring an ad on the show, if you love what you see or hear, and you think that this is the place for you, we have had over 200,000 listeners live every week, and we are continuing to grow in that number of our listeners live. This is the place for you or your employer or your friend or whatever. If you have a business, a service, a product, or an event coming up, and you would love to sponsor an ad, or you just want to show support in the show or shout somebody out, this is one of the spaces that you can do that. I'll let you know later in the show how you can become a sponsor of the show. So stay tuned for that information. Okay. Our business topic of the week, y'all, is at the close of a decade. Now, it's funny because I got this title because I was talking about Stevie Wonder last week, and Stevie Wonder is my favorite musical artist of all time. Okay. It's Stevie Wonder for me. The funny thing is, I don't know a lot of his songs, but I know enough of them. Okay. I don't know a lot compared to how many he actually has. I know enough. But when I was in high school, one of the gifts that I got that I still hold dear to my heart, is I got the 4-disc, for y'all. I don't know if there's young people on here, but it's 4 CDs. And I got that, and it was at the close of a century. At the close of a century. And I don't know about you, but music can get me through a lot of different times, and it allows me to understand different perspectives, right? Hear different journeys, understand different perspectives of things. And listening to that, I don't know why the music spoke to me, but it did. And so I decided to title this At the Close of a Decade. And why? Because today we're gonna get personal a little bit, y'all. Because I will be closing out a decade. Okay. I know when people celebrate birthdays, they typically, celebrate the year as if it didn't happen already. And I'm not one of those people. You celebrate the year after it has completed. So when you turn 25, that means you completed your 25th year of life. When you turn 30, you've completed your 30th year of life. So this year, I will be completing my 40th year of life. And so I will be 40 years old once my birthday gets here. I will be 40 years old. All right. And so at the close of a decade, these are some things that I wanted to discuss today. I just kind of wanted to be, I don't even know if I wanted to be vulnerable. Let me be clear, because I've been told that I'm one of the most vaguely transparent people, or, transparently vague. I don't know. And so I can open up with you guys and you still won't know much about me. But let's be clear, we don't have much time anyway. So I'm going to open up the way that I can open up and hope that it's relatable to you in your journey, or something you may have experienced, or preparation for what you may be encountering. Excuse me. So my first topic here I have is burn out, don't crash out. Okay. And I have that because at the close of a decade, or at the close of anything, like if you've been working diligently on something and it's just not coming to a state of fulfillment for you, it hasn't blossomed in the way you thought it should. Those of us who actively work hard towards a goal to reach that goal, and we're working diligently and we're not seeing the results we want to see. Well, now you have people on social media like, well, you're not getting results because you're not doing this or you're not doing that. And sometimes you have to be like, shut the fuck up, please. And that's just what it is. Sometimes you have to be that way, because if you constantly hear those negative connotations, you will crash out. You will crash out. And sometimes applying everything that everybody's saying, you got a coach over here, a guru over here, a social media content creator over here, or an expert over here, or just somebody that thinks they know something. You got books, and you have all of these things, right? So many different areas, or avenues of direction coming at you. You can burn out. Guess what? It's okay to burn out. It's okay to say, I'm shutting all of this down. Like, I'm tired. I am shutting all of this down. Because I don't know about y'all. Like, when I say burn out, don't crash out, I'm not suggesting that you burn out. I'm saying that you can burn out, but don't crash out. We get burnt out. That means you need to turn the other way, go rest, put it down, leave it alone. Okay? Because, excuse me, I got to the point where I was like, recently, okay, y'all, I've been doing this business for 10 years. I've been working my own business for 10 years, and now I'm at the close of a decade in my own life as well. Okay. And so with that, emotions are up, down, and all over the place, because I'm burned the fuck out, because you get tired. And the Bible tells us, don't get weary in well doing, because at the appointed time you will reap a harvest if you faint not. And I think that the part of it says that if you faint not. Do y'all know how close you got to get to fainting though? Like how drained you must be in order to pass the fuck out. Like, think about it. We take that lightly. I think we take it lightly. Don't get weary in well doing, because it's saying don't get weary, and then it's also describing that you're gonna be weary. You will reap a harvest if you faint not. I'm so close to fainting. What do I hold on to? What do I do here? This is the point where we're like, God, where are you? And in business, we're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? And I don't know about you, but me personally, I said I was going to be personal today. And so me personally, I was just like, forget it all. I don't even want it. I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. Because here's the thing. I had in my mind a plan, and I have worked that plan, and I have toiled the land. And this is like, oh, I'm hearing it in my head. Poor little rich girl. That type of poor little entitled girl. Okay. Oh, you worked hard for 10 years. Poor you. Right? I'm hearing that in my own head as I'm saying this right now. I'm saying this about me, and I'm hearing this about me too. Okay. And what did it say in Romans? We cannot compare our present sufferings to the glory that is coming. Okay. So yeah, you might want to give up. Yeah, you might want to faint. Yeah, you might want to be like, I'm done with everything. I'm done. I'm done with everything, right? And God's like, listen, I still have more in store for you. Okay, well then where is it? I was gonna say where is it? Y'all listen. This is not a politically correct show. So where is that? Where's that? Where is it, Lord? Where are the things you have for me? Okay. And yeah, this is the business part of the show, but my business is built on faith, hope, love, and leadership. So let's be clear here. The metrics don't help when all you're constantly doing is what somebody else told you to do. Be mindful that when you take on information from other experts, first of all, make sure that the experts are doing what you hope to do and that they are educated in the way that you wish to follow. Second of all, give yourself the grace to apply what you're learning. To constantly be learning and going and learning and going and learning and going, to me, says you're not actually taking time to digest what's being said. You're just doing, as if you're a robot, as if you were just taught in public school to get in line and do what you're taught to do without thinking about it and really thinking like, God, where do you want me to apply this? How do you want me to apply this? How can I make this so that it is an automated part of my real life, of my routine? Okay. And so you can burn out. Don't crash out. Okay. And so the next point I have here is pivot. It's okay. You can pivot. With my clients, I let them know that we do a roadmap to success. That's a 10-year, 5-year, 3-year plan. And in that, and I've mentioned this before, people would say, well, I want to have this career and I want to retire from this. Okay. That was cool in 1990, or as my sons would say, that was cool in the 1900s. We're not in the 1900s anymore. We're not in the early 2000s anymore. We're in 2025 now. Okay, as this show is going. 2025 now. It is okay for you to pivot in your career. It's okay for you to pivot in your life. It's okay if you said, I've done this for 10 years and I just don't love it anymore the way that I used to. Well, either go back to the beginning and remember what you loved about it, either take a different position in that same industry, or, I'm saying pivot. I'm not saying move away from it completely if it's what you love to do. The Bible says to eat, drink, be merry, and find satisfaction in the work of your hands. So if you're not finding satisfaction in the work of your hands, you're also not being a cheerful giver of your time, your energy, your efforts, or your resources. So pivot. It is quite all right. Now, for somebody like me, a pivot for me means, what am I picking up in my business? What am I putting down in my business? So for me right now, I said, okay, well, I'm going to get off Instagram because I'm not trying to be a social media content creator for the sake of fucking content. I'm not someone that actually likes social media. I utilize social media for my business and because that is what's happening in the industry that I'm in. As a life coach, as a coach, period, as a speaker, you've got to be visible. So I learn about these things and I apply these things because they are necessary for me. Or even like Snapchat. Someone else was like, oh, you need to be on Snapchat for fucking what? For what? Okay, so that for me, it has to be, why am I utilizing this? Why am I living my life this way? If I wake up in the morning and I hate what I have to do for the day, if you wake up in the morning and you hate what you have to do for the day, maybe it's time to pivot. Either pivot in your mindset, pivot in your perspective, or pivot in your job position, or leave it all together and go do something else. Okay. I am not just a life coach. I am a published author. I am a speaker. Okay. I have created a line of accountability tools. I'm a mother. Okay. I advocate for mental health. I am a podcaster. I'm a show and radio show host. Now, in all things, God works, but also God works all things together. All of those things are on the same basis, the same foundation: faith, hope, love, and leadership. There is absolutely nothing wrong with me saying, I don't want to do any of that anymore. But guess what I will do? Something that has to do with faith, hope, love, and leadership. Why? Because that is my destiny. That is my destiny. If I decide to go be an actress today, it's gonna be I'm gonna take shows that have to do with those things, because that's my destiny. Okay, shows or movies that have to do with faith, hope, love, and leadership. Okay, and so you have to realize or figure out for yourself, when is it time to shift my focus? There's a commercial that used to come on, and there's a song maybe that goes with it. It's I don't know the origin of it. Okay, but you got to know when to hold them, fold them, throw them, and when to walk away. And you've got to know that for yourself, in business, in your work, in your relationships. Okay, in picking battles with things too. You've got to know when to hold them, hold your peace. When to fold them, like I don't want this no more. Okay, I'm gonna sit down on this one. I'm gonna be quiet on this one. Okay, when to throw them, play ball. Okay, and when to walk away. You've got to know when it's time to shift your focus. Okay, and so another point I have here says, stop thinking and start doing. Because if you're waking up every day, or you're having these moments throughout the day where you're thinking the same thing, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, in terms of, I really want to do this, I really want to start that business, I really want that food truck, I really, I really want that restaurant, I really want to do this music, I really want to play at the symphony hall, I really, whatever it is you want, go after it. Go after it. Start taking steps towards that thing. You can take small steps, you can take a leap of faith. Whatever God has already told you to do, stop thinking about it and start doing it. And don't feel guilty. Look, I put here, no more excuses for not living. Okay? No more excuses for not living, because you get the choice every day. Am I going to go to this job every day? Not do I have to, because I have to pay bills and I have to blah, 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 blah. We all know that talk. Are you happy to go do the job that you have? Are you happy to serve? Okay? That's it. Okay? And if not, and even still, if you're going to stay and remain, then fine, remain. But make sure that you add in there, I'm going to do something I love today. I'm going to enjoy something I love today. Y'all don't forget, Tea Time with Tara started with a cup of fucking tea. 5 minutes to drink boiling hot tea. That was the starting point. Do not despise or deny small beginnings. Okay? Do not deny or despise small beginnings, y'all. Because from one cup of tea a day, that made my day okay. Guess what you can do for yourself? You can take one step in the direction you hope your life will go every day. One small step. You can read a book, You can research an article. You can have a conversation. You can get coaching. You can do all those things. Take one step every day in the direction you hope your life to go. Okay? Where the mind goes, the body follows. Just start doing it. Stop thinking about it and start doing it. You don't have any more room for not living, y'all. There's a song that says, "Life is short. I want to live it well." And that's not a Christian song. I don't, whatever. I'll be all over the place with the music. But it says, "Life is short. I want to live it well." I hope that you want to live your life well. I hope that even if you feel burnt out, that you decide today that you're going to do something to replenish yourself. Emotions will rise, whether you're a man or a woman. We get frustrated, we get angry, we get pissed off, we get sad, and we get happy, and we get glad. We have joy sometimes too. So emotions will go up and down like a roller coaster, but you've got to give yourself the grace to pivot. You've got to give yourself the grace to say, I don't like it here. I'm going to start making steps in the direction I want to go. Or I love it here. There's just something else that's on my heart that I'm interested in. And it's okay. And let that be okay. All right. But if you're a Debbie Downer, for those of you who are listening that might be Debbie Downers, like, I don't really know about any of this. I'm never that. Okay, well, still, as much as you talk about what you can't do, start taking a step forward. I don't care if you talk negative while you're doing it the whole way, because you're proving yourself wrong with every step you take. And that will encourage your confidence as well. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong on that. I always say, watch what you say, because what you say, you will see. So don't be surprised if you start taking steps forward and it crumbles, because you can talk, you can speak that into existence. Okay? However, if that is truly what God has for you, then what crumbles may just look like it's falling apart. And it could still be everything coming all together the way that God designed it to be. Okay? Because we said at the beginning about the sufferings, and how our sufferings and all of that and all things, God works to the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose, who are the called. Okay? And so suffer through. Okay? Suffer through it. Yes, it hurts. We're talking about at the close of a decade. We're talking about things you've been working at, you've been adamant about, you've been trying and trying and trying, and that marriage ain't working. Okay? That relationship is not working. Y'all have not figured out how to get on the same page with this shit that you're on. Okay? And so it's not working. Guess what? Pivot in your perspective. And again, allow your differences to sit at the same table. Sit in the place of understanding. Be understanding of yourself, that life has changed and you have changed, and life has changed you. I'm going to say that again for y'all, for the people in the back. At the close of a decade, wherever you are in your life, okay? At the close of a decade, life has changed. You have changed. And in the last decade, y'all, life has changed all of us. We literally survived COVID. We survived. And some people are still trying to overcome the results of COVID. And some people are dealing with all the other natural disasters that are happening, constantly happening. Okay? These 2000s brought something else with them. Okay? So even I'm saying at the close of a decade, imagine how much shit has gone on. You have changed. Life has changed. And life has changed you. Give yourself some grace. That if you wake up today or tomorrow and you say, I don't want to do this anymore, then find something else to do. And let that be okay. Let it be okay for you to grow. Let it be okay for you to reinvent yourself. Let it be okay for you to constantly be better, more beautiful, more open part of you. Okay? Let it be okay to try the thing you've never tried before. So what if you are 40 years old? Okay. So what if you are 30 years old, 35 years old? I don't care how old you are. So what you are 70? You're living, you're well, you got your mind and your body. Come on now. I don't want to hear it. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. We have too many ways to witness this with people. Because of social media, because of the internet, we have way too many ways to find inspiration in any age bracket. In any age bracket. So don't get weary in well doing, and don't feel trapped by circumstances that you don't have to be trapped in. All right. So that's the show for today, y'all. At the close of a decade was our business topic of the week this week. And again, remember, we read from Romans 8 today for the devotional time. And the food for thought quote was just the people who refuse to pivot in their perspective to understand you are really people who refuse to prosper with you. Okay. Now, if you guys love the show and you want to see me prosper, consider sponsoring an ad for the show. Consider being one of our sponsors. We would love to have you. You can send me an email at teatimewithtara. That's TEATIMEWITHTARAH@gmail.com. And I will send you our sponsorship package information. Again, that's if you have a product, a service, a company, you just want to do a shout out, or you have an event coming up. We're here live just about every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have over 200,000 listeners live and growing. Okay. Every week, every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so think about it, consider it, talk about it, become a sponsor. Send me an email at teatimewithtara@gmail.com and let me know you want to sponsor the show. I would love to have you here. We would love to have you. I'm sure my audience would love to know about who you are, what you have, or hear your shout out. If you just want to say some kind words to someone or for the show. All right. So if you don't want to be a sponsor, but you would like to donate to the show, consider donating via Cash App at cash tag Stalk Your Destiny. You can donate through Venmo at Stalk Your Destiny. That's STALK Your Destiny. Or you can donate via paypal.me/Stalk Your Destiny. That's paypal.me/Stalk Your Destiny. Donations can be any amount that you want to give to the show. All of it is appreciated. We just want to be able to grow on not Instagram. We want to be able to grow on YouTube. And also that's what the sponsorships help with as well, for us to grow as a show, reach more people, change more lives, and impact more lives in giving faith, hope, love, and leadership, encouragement, and motivation to all who listen in, tune in, or hear about what you experienced on this show. All right. So I hope y'all had a great show today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Do me a favor, if you were listening in or if you're watching a replay, be sure to comment below and let me know what you think of it, or just chime in the conversation. I'm not here to just talk to myself, but I know that you guys may be listening online. But those of you who are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, feel free to comment below as well. And thanks again for tuning in every week. Let me close this out today. This is Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. I am your host, Tara M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Don't forget, y'all, to head over to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers or more today. So head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button, get the notification bell lit so that you won't miss a live show. and you'll be notified when I post a video of my show, Tea Time with Tara Show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need along the way to stalking their destiny. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at Facebook at Tara M. Williams. That's TARAH. Or you can follow me on TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny. Okay. So again, if you want to be a sponsor for the show, please send me an email at teatimewithtara@gmail.com. And if you want to send a donation, you can do so at Stalk Your Destiny via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. I'll be back here next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope that you all chime in or share this with somebody and tune in again. Until then, have a great week. I'll see you next time.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making that down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Every time it's on everything, alive, you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace and they put the hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual van where my strength get pumped from. So it's goodbye to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want out of high. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is asking, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you want to get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chase them.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused